Well, welcome back. Today we're looking at a 2002 Chrysler Town & Country, a 3.3 liter. It's got a bad radiator. Basically, it started leaking at one side of the radiator, so we're going to pull the radiator out of this and show you how to do that today. So we're going to undo the battery first, just to be safe. You do have electric fans on this, so disconnect your battery, connect the negative post, and we're looking down on the front side of this radiator on the driver's side. I don't know if you can see this in the picture, but there's a petcock, a drain on the bottom corner on the driver's side. We're going to undo that drain and drain this radiator so we can get it out of here. I don't know if you're able to see this, but there's right down here. Hopefully you can see. I don't know if you can see my finger right there. That's the bottom, towards the bottom corner of the driver's side. I'm able to snake my hand down in there from the top of this and get a hold of it. Drain and loosen it, I think. Okay, if you can't get it from how you hear it draining now, can't get it from the top, you can always go underneath and get it. But it's open. I'm going to let that drain. You got to take this support piece out, this front support member out. It's 10 millimeter. So in addition to this 10 millimeter across the front here, we have some Phillips heads. So we're just going to take that out. This trim piece off here. Couple clips. And on the other side. Trim piece in there. Goes across the top of the radiator. Seal. Keep that with it. Just set these aside. Here you can see this is the radiator. We're going to take these two supports and take them off, those two brackets. Get them out of the way. 10 millimeter as well. So the easiest way, well not the easiest way, you have to take this cross member off, so we're going to do that next. We'll probably just remove it and move it out of the way. And we leave that hood cable, I think we'll be able to leave that hooked up. Okay, so 4 bolts to hold this cross member, 13 millimeter. Going to take this and set it up here out of the way. Now we have a clear shot at this radiator. Going to take the lines off and disconnect the upper and lower radiator hoses. The overflow hose, we'll just take that and set that out of the way so it doesn't leak. Now we're going to undo that upper hose. Okay. Use a pick, big pick they make for this, or a screwdriver. Just push it off. Just push it off. Push it out of the way. Leave it facing up. So I've got to get the lower hose off. Actually, I've got to get these fans off. You want to take these fans off here. Just makes it a lot easier. There's a connector on each of these fans, electrical connector. We're going to disconnect that connector. I'm going to show you that. So you can see the connector on the front of the fans. There's one on either side. And these red locking tabs, Chrysler. This one's facing down, I believe. You have to pull that tab out first. So I've got to get a hold of that tab. And I'll show you on the other side. This one's facing up on this side. It's a little easier to see. That red tab right there. You got to pull that up.
Oh, that's missing again.
like that. I pulled it out, but you can just pull it up out of the way. It unlocks it, and then you can get that connector off. So I pulled it all the way out, but you put it back. Still a tab you have to push in. My fingers on it right there. It's kind of tight. I'm going to have to do it with a screwdriver. Push-in tab on the back here. I have to, come on, there it goes. Release that connector. We're going to have to do the same thing on this side. There it goes. That should be enough. It's popped out there, that red tab. Should be able to push this in and get it loose now. So there's a tab right in the back where my thumb is. I'm pushing that in, slide that off. There's the tab. So that's all the farther. You can see how that tab works. Basically, you push it in and it locks it in place so it can't come undone. Got the electrical connectors off the fans. These are 10 millimeter. We're just going to undo the electrical fans now. Take them off. Get them out of the way. I believe it's only 2 bolts. I think they just slide in to a tab at the bottom. Kind of sit in place. So it's just these top 2 bolts, one in each. These will just come out now. Just slide in there. Set them aside. Passenger side. Alright, so now you have a pretty clear shot at this. This is still hooked up. So there's a 10 millimeter bolt right here at the top on both sides. Right down in here. So we're gonna pull that off. I got this loose enough. I think I can get them 10 millimeter bolt off both sides. I'm going to disconnect the lower radiator hose on this side. It's a lot easier to get to once those fans are out. Sorry about it. All right, let's see. This very well may leak some more. Oh yeah, a little bit. Good thing I knew that. That drain to the pan. So the way, what I just remembered, is this front section, which contains both, there's a bracket which holds the air conditioner condenser and the, in between the oil cooler for the transmission. You have to lift that up. You lift that up, it separates it from the radiator. So I just separated from this side. I gotta figure out how to get it from this side. I think it's just harder because there's some stuff that's holding it on this side. I think it's not that it won't come out. It's actually separated now. Now I just gotta get it loose and get it apart. Let hold off here. Nothing. No. Okay, that's it. So I'll show you this one getting out of here. It's probably still a little tight to get in there. Just enough room to get this thing out of here. I hope. Stuck on the air conditioner line there. Kind of rotate it to get it out of there. Drain it. So on this, I'm just going to sit it right here. This is the slot that the fans, there's a bracket on the fan, slides into this to lift it out. But back here, right there, can you see it?
Lower.
Right here, on the back of the radiator, that is what the transmission oil cooler and air conditioner condenser, there's a bracket that slips down into that. So you have to pick them up and get them disengaged from that. That's about it to get it out. This is leaking. You can see it right in here. Right in here. It's leaking down this side right here is where it was leaking. You can see it. That's what was. I'm going to take the clips off. There's a couple clips down the bottom. A lot of times radiator come with new ones, but it's always good to have the old ones. Make sure you have them before you throw it out, because sometimes new radiators don't come with them. Top corner has a clip in it, both sides, and lower has 2 clips in the middle. Before you throw this out, get your new radiator and see if the clips come with it. Sometimes they don't. You'll need to reuse them. So here's the transmission cooler I was talking about earlier, and you can see the condenser in front of it, and down here, right there, is the bracket that I was talking about. Fits in that hole. You have to pick this whole thing up to get it off of that bracket. And the radiator has two cushions and on the bottom corner. You want to keep them as well. Make sure that if the new radiator doesn't come with them, you reuse those cushions that are there. So you can see here, I talked a little earlier about it's common for these two rivets, there's top and bottom rivets, to break. It's amazing to me. They sandwich this in between the radiator and the condenser, and these two rivets break on top and bottom, and then this bracket will move around and vibrate and hit. Fortunately for me, I say fortunate, I'd rather have it take the radiator out than take the condenser out. Cause bigger problems. But it actually rubbed against the radiator fins until it rubbed a hole in it. So I had to fix that. That's 100,000 miles ago though. Next we'll show putting it back in. I have the new radiator. Always a good idea to check. I went to pick this up yesterday and it was damaged. And I had to get another one, which means I didn't get it till today. So I had to get it from the warehouse. But when you get a part like this, especially radiator, just match it up. We're gonna take a look. I already did this, but check it against the old part. Make sure everything's the same, that it fits right. You don't want to get halfway through it and find out you had the wrong part. So I just checked that. This radiator's nice. Comes with new mounts for the bottom. So these posts down the bottom, which I just pointed to, which you can't see. There's posts on the bottom at either end of this radiator. New mounts come with it. Rubber mounts, two new metal clips that go down the bottom, just like the old one. And then actually they're already attached, two speed nuts at the top. So this came with all new hardware, which is kind of nice. Don't have to use any of the old rusty hardware. So we're going to put this back in this 2002 Town and Country, in the dark, in the rain. Alright, so I've put the bottom rubber mounts on this. Fit down into the holes at the bottom, and I've attached the two metal clips, new metal clips, and we're going to set this down in place. It's a little tight, but you should be able to get it right down in here. Wiggle it down in here. Make sure you clear. I want to show you something before I actually get that stuck down in there. So you can see this bracket, and there's one of these on either end that face the front of the car. There's a bracket that the air conditioner condenser and the transmission cooler sit. They have a post. They're going to sit down in that hole there. So after we put this in place, we're going to pick those up and set it into place in that hole. This is a little tight, but you can get it. I think it's a little easier if we put the side on the passenger side in first. We'll make sure that we get it in the holes, the mounts. The rubber mounts have two posts. You want to get it in those holes. Make sure we get it in the right place. I think I may take this right here off just to get it out of the way so the radiator doesn't hit it. It'll be a little easier to get out. It's going to start raining. Okay, so I can tip this now. Give me a little more room. Get it down in the holes where it's supposed to be. Get a better shot at getting this picked up and around that bracket. A little bit of a pain. Like I said before, the only way you can really see that is to look through this front grille, and that one's in. So taking that off helped a lot. Let me move it around. This side is not quite there. It's close. It's right there, but it's not in. Yeah, that felt better. Let's take another look at it. Yeah, there we go. I might just want to show you that. So I'm going to try to show you what I was talking about. Right there, you can see that round. I don't know if I can focus it. Maybe. Right in there. Let's see. Right there. You see it slides through that bracket. It's the same on both sides. You just have to get that in that, slide right through that hole in that bracket, and then it ties them together and keeps them secure. Okay, check that at the bottom. It's in the holes at the bottom, in the brackets. I'm going to go and put this back on that we took off briefly. we're done with it. Here comes the rain. Do I want to be out in the rain doing this? No, not really. The garage is full. This part has to be done by tomorrow. First thing I want to do is just start at the bottom in this corner is hook this lower radiator hose back up. Just down the bottom. It's a lot easier to do this lower radiator hose when the fans aren't on here. There's nothing in the way. Other thing to do is make sure you check the drain, the petcock on the side. It should be tight. Just check it to make sure. I just did. It's tight. Okay. Push that back on there. Don't know if you can see that. Probably not. No, you really can't. I've put the lower radiator hose. I'm going to squeeze this clamp together, slide it back up on there where it belongs. Got that clamp back on that hose. Next we're going to slide these fans in. The brackets. They really only go one way. They have a bracket on this bracket here, which goes to the outside of the car. This fender. That's what that metal clip is for down the bottom that we've installed. We're just going to slide that into that metal clip right there, into the side bracket that's built into the radiator. Clip it in place. Speed nuts that came with the radiator that we have to install like that. Clip on there. Get them in place. Push it down in there. Put the other one on as well. Nothing serious. Clip that one into place here, just like that. Okay, and get the bolts. Get this lined up and screwed into there. Don't forget the electrical connectors have to be hooked back up on these as well. Slide this one down in just like we did the other one. Can you shine that right down in there for me? Can you see where I'm shining to? No, come over a little further. You gotta shine straight down. There's that side bracket right there that slides right into it. Hold it just like that. Got it? So you can see that bracket right there on the side. Slide right into that bracket. Clip it right in there. Just push it down into place. This is only plastic. You don't have to crank them up. Just snug them up. Talked about this in the beginning. When you have this out, if you have it out, make sure you check these rivets on that oil cooler. If they're going bad, you're going to want to replace them. I had to drill them out when I had to fix this before, and I put some epoxy in there to hold it, and then put new rivets in there. You got to be careful that you don't cause a leak. But if they're starting to go bad, you don't want to put a new radiator in here, because when they go bad, they're going to ruin that radiator. So you might want to check them before you put it all back together. So we're going to hook these electrical connectors back up. I have the lock that we took off for this one. I have to push that back in. Find a spot for it. This one goes in from this side. Yeah. Make sure I have this right. I have it backwards. There we go. You don't want to push it all the way in, otherwise you won't be able to put the connector in. Slide this connector on. Once it's clicked on, then just push that all the way in. All right, that's locked in. We got to find the other one, which is here somewhere. Just got to find it. I moved it up out of the way. This one had the lock still in it, so you can see it's pushed out. I'm going to clip that on, push it up. It's locked in now. Can't come off. So fans are back in. Electrical connectors are on. So here you can see, here's the old piece that we took off. It has a couple things we have to transfer, so we're going to take those pop them out. They're just plastic. Hopefully they don't break. And this piece in the middle, which holds the overflow hose, and we're going to transfer them to the new piece. One. It should pop out pretty easy. 2 and 3. This piece, same thing. Should probably be able to pop that out of there without breaking it, hopefully. There we go. Transfer that right to the new one. There's holes for it. Everything should line up, and it does. It lays on top and across the condenser. Keeps the airflow focused in on the radiator and not going around it. There's a hole under that tag. There we go. Yeah, a big difference. Okay. So here's the cover. So if you flip that over and look at it, you can see this here, and that's what has to go in. That's where it came from. We'll put that seal back on there. This is all just to keep the air from going out around the radiator and keep it going through the front and as much as possible through the radiator, keep the engine cool. Okay, so I've run this overflow hose back across into that clamp, back across to the neck of the radiator, put a clamp on it, it's done. So I'm going to put the hose back down here, slide it on, put the clamp back on. These pliers are acting up on me, they're binding. It's not the actual hose clamp, it's the pliers. There we go. So just squeeze that, use your other hand to guide it, wiggle it back onto where it should be. And that's good. So you have that, hose is in. Next is the cross member here. Okay, so got the cross member in here, 13mm bolts. Start them by hand. I'll just run them in with a gun. Real quick. They don't have to be real well tight, but they have to just snug them up. As we like to say, torque to spec. Just clip right in place. Make sure I get the hose not pinched. Don't pinch that hose. Make sure the hose is around it. Here. Here. So now let's tighten these up. Okay, right at the top here, right here, there's a bolt on this side, 10mm, and a bolt on the same thing on the other side. Gotta make sure we put them in. I forgot, didn't show you the first time. I had to pull the plastic cowling back off. I had to put those 2 bolts in. So you can forget like me, or just remember to do it before you put the top piece on. Line back up. I find the easiest way to start these is at least with this push pin on the side. You get that lined up. Yeah, it helps. Place on this side. Get that in place. Hold it in place. Do the 2 10mm bolts here. Get them started. This side. Good. it. We got the upper and lower hose hooked up. We got the electrical connectors back into the fans. We checked the drain, made sure it was tight before we put everything back in here to make sure it wouldn't leak. Got the overflow hose hooked up here, clamped down. We're going to fill this up. There is no bleed on this car that I'm aware of. I don't believe that there is. There's no bleed by the water pump or anything, or the outlet for the thermostat. We have a special kit to do this. You don't need it, but it helps. We're going to fill it up and make sure it's full, and make sure you get the air out of the system. You want to get the air out of the system when you do these. Spill all over the place. Try not to. Pretty full. It's not really full, but put the lid back on here. Okay. I don't want to fill this all the way up because as it pushes air, it'll push that up in this reservoir. So I'm just going to fill it so it's covering the bottom, so there's no air in there. You might be able to see that through the light. That it's about here, about there. Hook the battery back up. And start it up. You can see this. You won't see much right now, so you can see not much is happening, but as this heats up, it'll start to push air out of the system. We'll just let it run and warm up. Oh yeah, see, now it's pushing the air out. That's what you thermostat open, now it's pushing all the air out of the system. It's not leaking. Now it's emptying out. So, carefully, how you know the thermostat's open, that it's up to temperature. Before the thermostat opens, this will be cold. Now, you don't want to keep your hand on it. It's hot because the thermostat's open, it's flowing all the way through. I actually overflowed this. I may show you that, I may not, I may edit it out. But you can see, if you look at the level in here, that's about where I started. And right before it pushed all the air out, it actually overflowed this. You just have to be careful with it. I had to take it off and drain it a little bit. Made a mess, but it's fine now. There's no more air coming out of it. I don't expect to see any more air out of it. So what we'll do is we will shut the engine off. So we finished up, putting the radiator back in this 2002 Chrysler Town & Country. Doing it at night in the rain because I couldn't get in my garage, as I mentioned earlier, and I was trying to hurry things. And I had to redo things a couple times because I missed a couple steps and had to go back, and I'll edit it out so you don't see it, so it looks good. But it's done. Filled it up, made sure the reservoir was full, checked for leaks, didn't have any leaks. I'm going to take it out and we'll drive it a little bit just to make sure there's no issues. But pretty easy to do. Probably take an hour each way, an hour to get it apart, an hour to put it back together, maybe a little less, depends on how often you do this stuff. And we should be good for hopefully at least another 100,000 miles. Thanks for watching.